Hey you, you're super. Alright guys, what's going on? Merch Hunter Ricky back, and we are talking about Fabricant 100 Chapter 7 today. Right off the jump, I'm going to leave no suspense to the imagination. I think this is a perfect chapter. I'm giving it a straight up 100. We're going to talk about why. So, the chapter, just to do a quick recap, the chapter starts off with Ashibi and Fabricant 100 already there at the venue where they're supposed to go attack Roxy, and right away that made me so happy. Avoiding a chapter of traveling and ambient thoughts of just boring things like, oh, that tree reminds me of my friend, or something like that, like something another mangaka would do. I like so much that they didn't show them leave Mort safe. I like that they didn't show them walking to the venue. No, they're just there. That is so good. That is such an intelligent move that immediately when I saw that opening panel of them just talking about how it's like a show for the rich, and how even though people are dying left and right going to the show and they're still going to see it, that's so good. It just gives you so much to work with, right? So we get a little snippet of how Roxy is killing people. She is luring them to their death via jumping off a building and splattering. I think there's either a mistranslation or some sort of like gender snafu going on, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But to get back to present in the chapter, Ashibi and Fabricant 100 are trying to figure out how they're going to get in the venue in the first place, right? And because of the price of the ticket and how quickly they got there and how quickly the show is starting, they don't really have time to acquire tickets. Luckily, and mysteriously, the child that plays, or the actor that plays the child in the show, is dead for some reason. They didn't say that the Fabricant killed him. They just said that the actor who plays the child has died, and we don't know why. It could be because Fabricant, whatever, with the voice is, Roxy is killing people, right? So this gives Ashibi a very good moment to slip in there with his manager, Fabricant 100, who she's showing a lot of human tendencies. I know Fabricant's goal is to become a human, right? But why does she seem to just empathize with the humans so much more than the other Fabricants? The other Fabricants see themselves so far as better than humans, and humans are just cattle to get their flesh. Fabricant is like, I want to be a movie star, and that was so weird. And right away, Ashibi shows he's still not really cool at Fabricant 100. He goes, yeah, you want to be a movie star? I think you'd do great in a horror flick. And when she asks him if he's still mad at her, he doesn't answer. And the first thing he thinks is, I need to be prepared to kill any Fabricant. And that, again, bravo. That is so good. That is exactly the pace I want this manga taking going forward. And even if we have a couple low graded chapters here and there, I think chapters 1 through 7 have been straight up spitfire, just amazing, like pedal to the metal, feet on the ground, and just taking off. And it's so good. So Ashibi and Fabricant, they make it into the show as actors. However, they get to the back of the curtain before the show starts. Roxy just kind of sitting there, just standing kind of ominously, and the curtains haven't drawn yet. They're still down. Fabricant 100 goes in for a kick, and something like Roxy just dodges, and we get the reveal that she is actually not a Fabricant nor a singer. She is in an alliance with a Fabricant, in the same type of alliance that Ashibi is in with Fabricant 100, which is a very interesting juxtaposition. Whereas Ashibi wants to rid the world of Fabricants via handing over his body, Roxy just wants short-term fame in the form of having a Fabricant sing for her on stage so that she can then use that fake voice, because it's not her voice, to lure people and feed the Fabricant, and then she'll hand over her body when she's an adult. So it's literally Ashibi and Roxy doing kind of the same thing, but for completely different reasons. And Roxy's doing it for all the wrong reasons. So what I mean by the gender snafu is, I believe in the first panel they introduced them, they say he, but then afterwards Roxy refers to the Fabricant holding her and singing as a she. And this Fabricant has a specialized voice, obviously. That's like their main gimmick. However, they're fast enough to avoid Roxy being kicked by Fabricant 100. Very interesting. Is this going to be a good fight? I hope so. I do like, and this is going to be a quick review because this is a quick chapter. This is one of those like zoom, 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 zoom. You're just reading through it and you're just loving every second, you know? What I find highly interesting is that Ashibi is still worried about the crowd. He doesn't want to kill Roxy and Fabricant, whatever, in front of the crowd because he doesn't want to induce a mass panic and lead to more people being hurt. So, with that being said, we can at least say for sure, with beyond the shadow of the doubt, Ashibi wants to be a hero. He doesn't necessarily want to be the world's greatest hero, I don't think, not like on some Deku type level, but what he does want is to avoid human casualties, pain, and suffering, and that's very admirable. He might be going about it in the most roundabout way possible, but he is getting results. He's there in front of the Fabricant at the end of the chapter, ready to go. But as the chapter ends, what happens? The curtains start to draw. So we're either going to get the fight mid-play, or they're going to have to act out the play, and they're going to have to fight afterwards. So next chapter is going to be extremely interesting and high stakes, that's for damn sure. This is how you do a setup. Like I've been saying with the other chapters, 1 through 6. This is how you introduce a manga. This is how you get your foot in the door. I just can't stress enough how pedal to the metal reading these new chapters have been. How 1 through 7, 7 being the current one, it's just good stuff. And I really like the names of the chapters. I know I don't really name them here because I just don't, it's not really my thing. But this one is called like Reflection in a Mirror, or like Reflecting Mirror. And that's really good. It's like I said, the juxtaposition of Roxy and Ashibi. Two people using Fabricants for their own needs, but for the completely different reason. Ashibi wants to stop Fabricants altogether. Roxy just wants to go ahead and be famous for a little bit before she becomes an adult. And I mean, judging by the size of her body and what she's doing right now on stage, I assume she's like roughly 15, maybe a little younger. So she really has got she's got a time bomb on her. This is great. I didn't see this coming at all. Like I said, just the fact that they started the chapter off and they're already there, and we didn't have like some pointless wandering or anything like that, it's so good. I did find it convenient that the child actor, or the actor of the child, mysteriously died. But look, this is manga. Sometimes you just gotta get something shoehorned in to get results. And this is an example of proper shoehorning. This is an example of proper convenience. And this is a great example of how to just laser focus on a story of just minimalistic characters. Like I keep saying, we don't get like 57 characters per chapter. We don't get side characters introduced with names and, their whole dream and all that. Just the guy in chapter 1 so far. And that was like the proper way to do that, He might come back, but who cares if he doesn't, right? This is Ashibi's story. This is Fabricant 100's story. So, with basically what I'm saying right now is I really enjoy this manga. I keep saying it every time, and I hope more people keep latching on and finding these videos, and I hope we can all talk about why Fabricant 100 is just really hitting on all sides. It's very good. I really don't have much else to say, so that's about it for the video. If you haven't picked up Fabricant 100 yet, but you watched this video, thanks. And read it. It's very short, and it's very simple and sweet. Maybe not sweet, bittersweet, Anyways, I've been Merch Hunter Ricky. Have a good afternoon, everybody. Caffeinated reviews are back. Have a good one. Please like and subscribe to be part of the Merch Hunting tribe. And as always, the last video of my Fabricant 100 reviews is down below.